Welcome everybody to the Just Enough Opinions podcast. We have been democratically elected to be the most popular and best possible podcast out of all the possible podcasts. Um, Here's GCat. GCat knows what he's talking about.
I am GCat and I approve of this message.
Okay, and we also have a
Uh,
guest.
yeah, we
GCat
also
also
don't
knows
have
about the
Davey.
guest. Oh, and we don't have Davey. I forgot.
Yeah,
Um,
he's gambling at the White Pharaoh Casino, or at least that's what he said. Yeah, anyway, so I guess we should first kind of introduce the topic we're going to talk about today, and then I'm going to introduce the guest, because that, I guess, makes a bit more sense. So a couple of months, half a year, whatever ago, I came up with a very funny concept for a Minecraft event, and it's called Democracy Plays Greg Tech New Horizons. I have since left the event, and now it's being administered by another person, and that person is here with us in the recording room today. It's none other than Acrylic Combat. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Acrylic Combat, just like that guy said. Pretty much everything interesting about me was already said, but I'm also a member of the Republic of Greg, for anybody who cares about that.
okay.
Awesome. All of the three listeners from Feed the Memes subreddit are gonna laugh at this fact.
Love, everybody hates us.
Really?
We'll hate this fact then.
I don't know anything about this, by the way. Um, all
I
the
mean, we can
other all
start
the
with.
Yeah,
I
you
mean, we
can
can start
explain it or
by
something. I
discussing that. Yeah.
I was just gonna
Okay,
talk about.
so generally, it all started 2 years ago with the Nomi Factory event. With I go by lots of names. We began as a sort of, like any Minecraft event, not serious, but we sort of started tryharding, and a lot of people don't like us for that, as well as a few other nothing burger drama that has happened over the course of a few years.
We love nothing
Interesting.
burger drama though.
I am a big fan of Nothing Burger Joe. I think my favorite kind of burger is like how I don't know exactly what's in a Big Mac, but if you were to get a Big Mac but you had no lettuce and no tomatoes and no pickles and no onions and no cheese and
Just bread and two patties.
no patties, and no
No
bread.
penny.
Bread's for losers.
Oh,
That's
I
my
see, I see.
That
And
would be
no
the
cardboard
most
box.
dramatic burger.
True. Um.
Anyway,
Anyway.
I
Uh.
imagine it would have like some really crazy presentation too. Like it'd be in a silver platter.
yeah. Oh, and no
Yeah.
condiments either. No ketchup, lettuce. I already said lettuce.
No cardboard
No
box.
ketchup.
Just like they just bring out the fucking platter and the fucking thing that they put on top of it. Then they
Yeah.
like open it and there's fucking nothing inside of it.
Anyway, what I was gonna
At
say was,
McDonald's.
I suppose all of the past episodes arguably could have been more MPD Minecraft Pack Development Discord related. This one, and I'm pretty sure that's a large portion of our audience, which is a very small audience, but a large portion is from there, and another large portion is from this thing, this Democracy Plays
Minecraft events.
GTNH. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess this episode is not only the democracy special, but it's also the end user special.
The end you.
Um, um yeah, so that's why Davey isn't here today, because he fucking hates end users.
Oh
Um,
my goodness.
Oh man.
yeah.
Why is this the end user space? Is it because I'm an end user in respect to this?
No, because if the theme is democracy plays GTNH, it's not really related to the um concept of pack development. It's more, you know, server management and whatever the fuck.
But it is really fun and cool and awesome.
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
So
I figured
yeah,
we were. I mean, pack development's cool. but we're just a general modded Minecraft podcast, aren't we?
But you know, democracy is cooler than pack development.
Well,
Yeah, as
Yeah.
us two people who are likely the least biased on this topic in the planet, we can each individually tell you democracy is way cooler.
that may be true.
I guess we should introduce the concept of how the event actually works for
Yeah, let me
the
read out
listeners
the
at
Alright.
entire
home.
Constitution.
No.
Yeah, that's gonna be the Patreon special. Frog reads the entire.
G Cat stumbling over the Constitution.
Yeah, true. I wrote it. Actually, I have like 75% written by me. You know.
What's the other 25% written by?
The Accrelition reforms.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that like the Bill of Rights? You know, like Thomas Jefferson
you
was
could
like,
say that. They were made for the people.
all right. Well, I mean, arguably the whole Constitution was made for the people, right?
I don't want to get into real life politics.
Yeah,
but
yeah, no, I don't. Yeah,
True.
it depends on how you interpret it, I suppose. Regardless, yeah.
Anyway,
what was I saying?
the brief. I guess I'm going to give a brief summary of the rules of the event. Basically, you know, the mod pack. I'm talking to the audience, but also you, Frog, I guess. You know, the mod pack, Greg Tech New Horizons, the self-proclaimed hardest mod pack in the universe. Basically, one of the main things about GTNH, which makes it so great, is that there are a lot of playstyles in which you can play the pack and get quite far in it. And one night at like 4 a.m., because my fucking sleep schedule is broken beyond belief, I was thinking about making like an event where sort of each playstyle could come in at different times, and over the course of the entire event, all these playstyles would in combination lead to something great. Maybe, you know, the end goal, but that's not guaranteed because the fucking end goal is unreachable nowadays. Because of how fucking hard it is. So I was thinking about how to kind of combine all those playstyles in a coherent manner. And I was also thinking about like democracy and how my fucking country sucks and doesn't have that. Um, so I, you know, came up with that fucking scheme, which basically consists of every 4 days, everybody on the server votes for 4 people to play on the server, and then for the next 4 days, those 4 people play on the server, and then it kind of repeats. The cycle kind of repeats, which with each term, the representatives that are able to play swapping out, and everybody else being able to watch them in spectator. So yeah, that's the brief concept of it. Of course, there are like a lot of technicalities that I'm not going to get into right
yeah,
now.
there's a
Maybe
lot of
later
minutia.
in the
There's a
podcast.
lot of minutia that comes in, which I'm sure we'll get to later on.
Yeah, but
Mm,
that's basically the point.
all right.
So do you have any like questions about Democracy Plays GTNH? Should I start?
I
Uh,
thought, okay, now here's something. I thought
uh,
that RL Craft was the self-proclaimed
Fuck.
hardest mod
Fuck
pack.
you.
Oh my goodness. That's my
um,
funny
RLCraft
joke.
is so easy to cheese. Like, even after they've made changes to make it more difficult to cheese, it is so easy to cheese.
I'm
Oh,
going to
yeah.
support Acrylic's point here, even though last episode I said that I kinda like RLCraft. Don't let them hear that, they will kill me with rocks.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, if I actually watched the episodes of this podcast, I'd probably know.
Oh, it's fine. I haven't
It's not
actually
out
played
yet.
RL Craft before. I'm just making a funny joke. And the joke is very funny.
Anyways, yeah, GTNH is very, very difficult. I wouldn't say it's hard. I'd say it's challenging. There's definitely a distinction.
Hmm.
I mean, I would say GTNH is both hard and challenging at the same time.
Because honestly, I think Better Than Wolves is hard. GTNH is challenging.
What's the difference though?
So hard means you're suffering and you're just experiencing cock and ball torture at all times. You can't really do anything because you're stuck on either RNG or just like some insanely unfair mechanic. Challenging is it takes a lot of time to work towards, it's a grind, or you have to build up skill for it. Hard generally means there's no correlation between skill and ability to play.
I feel like that's. I mean, um, for the sake of what we're talking about, as far as I know it, I agree with you in terms of that being good ways to describe those different packs or mods or whatever. I don't remember what Better Than Wolves. I mean, Better Than Wolves is like a mod, right?
Yeah, it's just one mod, I'm pretty
Gotcha.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like
It's just meant to be standalone.
yeah. What I was saying is, I don't know if I would use those definitions when I'm talking in broad terms, but if we accept that those are the definitions you're using, then it makes sense to me. I also haven't played
I'm
either of
just
them.
I'm just gonna agree because I feel like if we are going to argue about definitions for the rest of this episode, our viewers are going to kill us with um
What
I
are you
don't know,
talking about? Semantics are my strong point.
Oh my goodness.
some kind of hard material, you know, rocks maybe.
Yeah, yeah, that's probably the case. You know what? This can go to my one topic that I haven't really thought too hard about or thought too challengingly about.
Alright.
Yeah, sorry.
It's
No,
fine.
that was bad.
That's all.
Uh,
That's what Just Enough Opinions is all about.
yeah, it's about being
Bad
stupid
joke.
and having bad jokes. Yeah.
And bad
Um,
jokes, yeah. Wait, bad jokes? I
I
burn
see the
all.
grind, I get it.
um, what was I saying? My one thing is do you think it would be realistic to do this with like any other mod pack that exists? I mean,
Not most.
yeah,
Not
I've
I
thought
most.
thought
about
so.
it.
GTNH is unique in that it takes A very long time, and B, it has it's a very wide progression as opposed to just being long. So there are a lot of different paths you can take to progress,
Hmm.
which means that the democracy model works because different people can campaign for different things.
Hmm.
With a majority of packs, there is one objectively best way to progress, which means the party presenting that is going to guarantee practically win the election unless it's really funny.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I
Yeah,
imagine. Again, I haven't played GTNH, but I imagine if you crunched out all the numbers, there might be one way that could be objectively better,
I
but
mean,
they're
yeah,
balanced
if you're
enough,
trying to
right?
speed run, if you're trying to speed run, there are definitely ways that are better than others. But if we're talking in terms of like long-term infrastructure and effects, everything sort of balances out. GTNH is a very well-made pack.
Mm,
yeah. The thing is, like, the why GTNH is so great in the first place is because the way it achieves this kind of state of different playstyles coming together is by having non-linear progression. So it's still kind of expert and you're still reaching some goal, but you have like whereas in most packs you have like two or three things you do at the same time. In GTNH it's like 10,000 different things you can do at one moment in time, and then these lead to some other things and some other things, and then it kind of at the end all peaks, all converges into one final goal that you try to
Yeah,
achieve.
and usually it also means that there's no necessary deficit to going back and progressing in some different way. There's almost always going to be some benefit.
I
Yeah,
see.
and that's why there is an optimal way to play. You can, like Krug said, just speedrun the entire park by just sort of starting stuff in different, lines of progression, and then kind of trying to parallelize them all. But you know, it's kind of boring to play this way. That's why Democracy Plays GTNH is a fun event, and you should go join it right now.
Oh yeah, so it's a very fun event, but maybe wait to join it until season 2 because you
What the
might
fuck
get
are you doing in season 2?
a lot of new base paralysis. What? Yeah, okay, look, man. At the moment, we have 4 active parties.
The only thing I left in my will when I left and retired from your event is don't fucking restart the
And
map.
the
But
what I'm talking about right now is probably after either A, the players reach Stargate, which probably isn't going to happen, or
yeah.
B, everybody gets bored and the server is practically dying. It would be a way to revive it rather than stopping what they currently have.
Hmm.
I mean, I guess that's fair. But the server did have periods of time where it felt like a season
Yeah,
two
there's been plenty of
was
hiatuses.
necessary. But we climbed out of that. We just restarted the server. We just continued without restarting the map, and it all worked out fine in the end.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think definitely there have been a lot of challenges to keeping the server running. With the uh, all the feed the memes raid. um,
We aren't going to
the
talk about that, right? That's
yeah,
I have
yeah.
PTSD from that.
I don't know. That raid was sort of the start of my rise to power.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Okay, well, basically, for the listeners at home, what happened was back in, what's it, August, I think, late August of 2024,
A week or
for
two
the
after the
memes.
event started.
Yeah, somewhere like that, or 3, I don't remember. The infamous subreddit Feed the Memes got raided by some, I'm just going to say
It
unknown
was
individuals.
it was a bunch of
Uh,
evil people.
Yeah, I'm not going to get too deep into that. But since back in the day, we had an agent planted in the, admin team of Feed the Memes. We had a post pinned on the subreddit with the server invite in it, and apparently these fuckers thought that that server was like the official Feed the Memes Discord server, some shit like that. They all fucking joined and started spamming um not nice
Not so
things.
fun things, some images that had to be removed, some messages that had to be removed.
Uh,
Interesting.
yeah, and back then the only two admins on the Democracy Plays GTNH server were me and Rainbow, who is the admin on Feed the Memes. We were both kind of shit at our jobs, especially Rainbow. I'm gonna blame it all on him, because uh, he's kind of lazy at times. So yeah,
At
and
times,
at times, you know,
Well, I'm kind of
basically all
lazy
the
at
times.
times, so
You should meet him. He's a great guy. So yeah, I decided that I needed more admins, but I didn't want to give like admin roles to random people. So I created this system. Basically, I thought about it basically for like 2 seconds, but I've made like a role called not so mod or something like that, and it had
not
like
quite
basic.
moderator.
not quite moderator, yeah, something like that. And had like basic terms for moderating the server, like deleting messages and kicking people and banning people. And yeah, I just gave that to Acrylic.
Yeah, I
Um,
have no idea. I don't have no idea how you trusted me of all people above anybody else.
yeah, and then you fucking made a fucking revolution and fucking threw me off
Okay,
the
I
throne.
didn't make the revolution. So what happened there? All right. We need context for the listeners. Um, about 1 week after the raid, uh, people were starting to get angry about how GCAT was running the server. Because it wasn't ever serious. Uh, the server was never ran in like a professional, making sure everything is to the highest standard way. It still kind of isn't. But what happened that was like sort of the turning point was there was a tie in the election, and people didn't like that. I didn't like it as well, but I was sort of, it was happening as I was about to go to sleep. So I was contacted and they said, hey, because at the time I was a party leader, and I was contacted by another party leader that said, hey, I've got another party leader on the line. We're all just going to leave the server. And so I said, okay, sure, whatever, I'm going to bed. And by the time I had woken up, I was the owner of the server.
It was fun. I was about to go to sleep. I think it was like 3 a.m. Again, my sleep schedule is great. And I've noticed that like half of the people on the server have fucking left. And then I don't remember the exact timeline of events, but I got added to the fucking Revolution Discord server. There was like a committee of people who have revolted against me, and they like had a list of requirements that I had to fulfill for them to come back. And what you have to understand is by then I got fucking tired of the event. I get burned out of things really fast,
Yeah.
especially things that require me to repeat the same action a lot of the times, quite frequently, and the event was kind of manually run by then. So I had to do a lot of things manually each week, and I had to basically forget about my other projects, my other side projects, and my family and friends, and I only had time to run the fucking
It took over his
Democracy
life.
Plays GTNH event. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so I employed some, suicide tactics. I basically, well, I tried to make it seem like I care about the people playing the event, but in reality, I just want to end this fucking burden of mine. But somehow it led to, a compromise where I would leave the event, God save my soul, and then Acrylic would become the owner. I don't know why we chose you, by the way. I have no idea how that happened.
I'm pretty sure the only reason I was chosen over anybody else is because I have a history of inheriting one Discord server before that, which is really funny because that went
We can talk about that.
terribly.
Nice.
We can talk about that later. That's funny. That was funny. I was also a part of that, I think. Um, okay, I'm gonna save it for later. It's a funny story.
Uh, I mean, later can be now. I don't really have
No,
anything to
it's not
say.
related to Democracy Plays GTNH, and I kind of wanted to, finish this big topic at some point, and then
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
move on
okay.
to
Oh yeah.
more.
So as somebody in the audience is saying, nobody hated the crude union at that point. Uh,
Yeah, the Crude Union was the
which it was the
party. Yeah,
party that I was the leader of, and I, at the time before I became the owner and had to leave for impartial reasons, uh, I completely carried the team.
Mm.
Uh, I was elected the first term, or my team was elected the first term, and I put in 12 hours a day for 4 days straight.
Oh my God.
yeah. That's um.
So what ended up happening was the moment I left, uh, I think Star Sailor Marie, which, if you're unfamiliar with her, it's not necessarily important, but she was the one who stepped up to be leader. and she ran it for a time, uh, and the crude union didn't really do anything.
Mm.
Like the whole slogan of the party was "We'll gather resources."
That wasn't the slogan, by the way, but
It wasn't the slogan, but it was the
The
ethos.
idea, yeah.
yeah.
Gather resources, do processing lines later on when gathering resources isn't really a important thing anymore. And so she just sort of kept that going, gather resources. Then I don't remember why, but she left the server and gave
I think
ownership of the
that's
party.
cause I think that's cause Kovri also left at that time, and they're like,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they're like related. Um,
And so they gave ownership to Crystalline O, and at this point, people are already starting to become a little okay. Crude Union is not what it once was. Where's the 12-hour shift? So people were starting to think, okay, this party is about as good as the other parties, and eventually there was an incident. One member decided,
incident.
hey, I'm gonna start doing all of the Thaumcraft research.
Ah,
All of it.
yes, yes.
Yeah, and for the listeners at home who aren't familiar with Thaumcraft, because all of you are Zoomers who only play modern versions, in Thaumcraft there is a concept called warp. It's warp, right? It's warp and flux,
Warp,
Yeah,
right?
warp
yeah.
Warp.
flux.
Flux is like environmental pollution.
Yeah, basically, yeah, pollution. That's the one of the main pillars behind that mod. And yeah, when you do research, you kind of immaculate
You
a
go
lot of
crazy.
yeah, a lot of warp. And the more warp you have, the higher likelihood of bad events happening in your world randomly, I guess.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
goodness.
start hallucinating when you have low to medium amounts of warp. But in GregTech New Horizons, if you have above 200 warp, every once in a while you have a chance to spawn a wither.
Oh, that sounds like a very fun experience for a
We
server.
spawned like
Yeah.
5.
So Draydonic, he decided,
Yeah, name
yes,
drop
I
him.
will. I will name drop him. I don't think he minds, because it's really funny. So he decided he'd do all of the research with no plan to get rid of the warp, and at some point, a wither spawned inside of the base, and the Crude Union was labeled a terrorist organization by everybody else immediately after,
Oh my goodness.
It's kind of funny because yeah, now the Crude Union is kind of the punching bag of the event.
which
Whereas in
is, yeah,
before, yeah, whereas in before there was a back in my day there was a party called Loot Games Party, which was a uh really funny, uh really funny party with a really funny concept of playing something called Loot Games, which is a really weird mod that they for some reason included in Great New Horizons, where you can like play a bunch of mini games and get rewards for them. And like the plan was to just play these games until they, passed out or something. And gather resources using that.
Nice.
And yeah. And that wasn't the main funny thing about them. The main funny thing was that all of the members of said party were, not people with, lackluster reputation within the community.
you could say that.
Yeah, and that kind of led
It sort of
to
has to do with the drama why people don't like the Republic of Greg.
Mm,
yeah, and that led to a lot of conflict with them. And in general, because of it was kind of an infinite loop, like they get into some conflict with somebody, then they will do some funny shit that nobody except them found funny, and then it's, an infinite loop.
mm.
Anyways, one of those things that they did that they found funny but nobody else did was
Oh,
at
yeah,
the
talk
end
about the
of
boiler.
Crude Union's first term, a boiler was set up that would explode if it ran out of water, right?
Oh my god.
And so the Crude Union set up a water tank that would automatically collect a bit of water to prevent it from running out. But after the term ended, I ran like a 10-second calculation that I should have run beforehand. And I realized, oh shit, this is going to explode in a few hours.
Yeah, I think we've talked.
So, so there was a PSA by the Crude Union saying, hey, guys, nobody join the server on spectator mode because if you load the chunks, that's a ticking time bomb, man.
Oh my
And
goodness.
then a member of the LGP got a really funny idea, and everybody was freaking out about it in the Discord.
Oh my
It was
goodness.
the largest incident of the server maybe that like actually had to do with it,
I
and
mean,
it was pretty funny.
the coin flip
Maybe
scam.
aside from the great coin flip scam.
Yeah, the great coin flip scam was the greatest event to happen. I did it twice actually. Recently, I also did a three-sided coin flip. That wasn't as dramatic.
Yeah, it was so okay. So after I took over
We're kind of jumping all
violently,
over the timeline here. You know,
yeah, it's fine.
it's fine. Yeah.
Nobody actually cares about the server. Um, so even after I sort of quote unquote took over, GCAT was still GCAT was still contributing, and
Yeah, we're
uh,
kind of shit at first. To be honest, we're kind of shit at
mhm,
maintaining it.
definitely, I definitely was. I had my only experience was Greg Lore, which reeked. So what occurred was at first it was just sort of a gradual change. I was given the power to start and end elections at first, and then eventually GCAT was just less and less active as I learned how to run the server. He still paid for the domain.
I'm still paying for the domain.
He's
I'm
still
not even.
paying for the
Yeah,
domain.
I'm like
Nice.
fully retired now, but I'm still paying for the fucking domain. It's not. It's not. It's
And
not like
he comes
expensive.
back every once in a while to post if the editor could put
To
on the
shit
screen
post.
for the video, he posts this same image about iPad, iPhone, iPad.
Yeah, true.
Uh,
No, that's I pay. I post that every time I have to pay for the server, but nowadays I don't have to pay for the server because you like moved to Oracle Cloud, I think,
yeah,
which is
I
like
moved
free.
the Minecraft hosting, but you still pay for the domain name on
I
Cloudflare.
do, but I pay once a year. I have never actually
Oh,
renewed it.
that's fair.
I Yeah, I paid for it in like October, so I have to expend renew it in October of this year.
Nice.
But yeah, GCAT still has like some sort of hand, but he did officially, like quote unquote officially, because he still pays for it in some manner, but leave the team. He made an announcement, and he now no longer has the admin role. He has the retired owner role because I figured he wouldn't want to be pinged on all of our tickets.
Mm.
I found the image. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait. Let me post it.
What's
I don't.
happening? Oh, are you getting the image?
Yeah, I found it.
I paid.
I paid.
Nice.
It's fucking image. Yeah, so I'm officially retired now from DPGTNH, but I have retired before, after the whole revolution thing.
Yeah,
I
he has
was
retired and then stepped in when I did something when I did stupid
yeah,
stuff.
cause like when I
To look
retired,
at me and go, "You fucking idiot."
yeah, when I retired for the first time, Acrylic was shit at maintaining the server, and I had to step in a couple of times, but eventually me and Acrylic sort of got Acrylic kind of understood my pain of getting bored of the fucking repeated actions, and also decided to.
Which is why I started treating B77. He's in the audience right now
Yeah,
as a sort of
B77 is
unpaid
eagerly
intern.
awaiting. B77 is eagerly awaiting for us to talk about him. We'll get to
Yeah. So.
yeah, basically, so I want to finish what I was talking about. Yeah, basically, I started getting less and less involved with the server as well as acrylic, and basically at some point nobody was willing to maintain it anymore. So that started a the darkest age of the server, known simply as the hiatus,
Hmm.
which lasted for like
and
what?
I had a good reason, which we unfortunately I don't think we should talk about, but I had
Yeah, it was personal.
a personal, of importance, reason to not participate in the server.
Gregorius T, right?
Hmm?
No, sorry, I'm no,
Gregorius.
you said like a person of importance, and I was like, oh yes, of course, it's Gregorius T.
No, of personal
Oh, of
importance.
personal importance.
Personal
Yeah, no,
importance. Yeah,
no.
probably
Um,
shouldn't joke about that.
yeah, I
Um,
sorry, I don't mean to like joke about
It's alright.
that. I was trying to lighten the mood with a sense of pretending
Real.
that it was a
But
goofy thing.
yeah, it's fine.
yeah,
But
and it
yeah, there
lasted
was
for like, yeah, the hiatus
three, two,
lasted for
two,
like
2 months.
2 months, I believe. Yeah, I like returned. I quit at the end of August, right? And I returned in the beginning of October, I think that was, or
Yeah.
beginning of November.
So
I don't remember
around
the exact timeline.
2 months then.
Yeah.
So yeah, at some point during, I think it was Thanksgiving break, started it up again, and it was sort of on and off. I'd start an election, maybe there'd be maybe 2 days to a
I
week
mean,
in between
the
a term.
the way how the Hades ended was kind of funny. I got like a large boost of motivation because that's how people work. But the thing was that around that time it was I believe election in the US. So I thought like that would be funny if I announce like an election cycle right before the election in the US, and I'm going to like be all fucking official about it, all formal and stuff, and like a post announcement like going, this is the most important season in the history of the world, something like that. I don't remember what I posted back then. But like the joke was that you were supposed to think about the US elections, and like I was going to say something political, but at the end it was just like, hey guys, like returning somehow, go vote in the fucking what was it, term 10
Yeah, I
or
think at the
whatever.
end you said, "What did you think I was talking about?"
Yeah, something like that. Um, so yeah, I think that kind of screwed the server because I believe a lot of the people were busy with the actual election instead
Yeah,
of, the
definitely,
fictional one.
definitely that was what kickstarted the return.
Yeah, but
Uh,
that, yeah.
what happened after that was a series of intermittent elections. People would play their 4-day term, and elections would be late. Sometimes because election assets
Yeah, I
would
got,
take
because I
take a
like,
while to come in.
no, that's even,
Sometimes I
that's
just
like,
forgot.
that's a bit later in the timeline though. Like at first I was running the elections again for some time, even though, I got fucking, um, fucking, you know,
There was a period of time where you were
thrown off.
still kind of doing everything, but I was just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
shadow government.
Shadow government. Shadow government is watching and not doing anything. Anyway, um, so yeah, I did do, I believe, 2 or 3 terms, so like 12 days. And then, won't you believe it, I got burnt out of the project again. Holy shit. And then yeah, there began the second most dark time in the history of that server. It was the period of mini hiatuses, as I'd like to call them, where I would like take a break for 2 days, and then it's either me or Acrylic would do another term, and then again a break for some time, and then again a term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Um,
then all of a sudden, B77 came in and was like, "Hey, I'll start making things easier for you." And he started working on automating the worst parts of the election system,
Mm-hmm.
because in the beginning we have a mod that allows spectator mode in 1.7,
Mm-hmm.
and what we had to do at the start was manually change people's game modes from survival to spectator and from spectator to survival. And if they weren't online, then we would have to go into their NBT data,
Oh
not
God.
NBT. We would have to go into their data files and
Yeah.
Yeah,
manually
that's also
change their
no
game
NBC
modes, which
data.
was
NBC data is correct. It's actually
oh, okay.
it's the true NBC enters. Yeah.
But that was one of the huge things that made it really difficult, because time zones, and it meant you had to be on watch
Yeah.
a lot of the time for when people were getting on and
Yeah.
getting off. What B77 did is he made a representation mod to make it so that we could just put their names in a Discord bot, and the server would automatically check if they are meant to be playing. If they're not, it would set them to spectator. If they were, it would set them to survival.
Nice.
Yeah. I just want to say, editor, can you put up uh the message that I sent for the 8th term election that someone found in the chat? That was what I was referring to. It's the first election after the Hades.
Well, they'll probably
Uh,
put it when you talk about it, right?
I talked about.
Yeah.
Instead
Oh
of
yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
Talk about yeah. I forgot how this works. I forgot that there isn't like a live editing our
I forgot that the
episode live.
passage of time exists.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that he had like a rewind button. Anyway, yeah, I want to say that B77's contributions were definitely, important to the server, yeah, especially right now when you're automating a bunch of stuff.
No,
B77
not me.
is,
B77 is definitely
well,
doing a lot of the
you
legwork.
all, you all as a team, as the great holy protectors of democracy. Yeah, and B77 is in general just a great guy. He originally joined the mod team. He originally was a member of Loot Games Party, which was that party that, we discussed before that everybody fucking hated. And then he got fucking tired of the other members and was like,
He,
uh,
he, he, he both got tired of the other members of LGP being menaces, and I assume got tired of watching the server be ran the way it was and with like so much
yeah,
confusion.
I think he joined right before the Hades, right? Because he said a bunch of things about wanting to automate it, and then I just fucking left because I fucking hated doing it, and then you left. So that was unfortunate, but yeah, B77 did decide, instead of leaving the party and join another one like most people do, he decided to join the high ranks of the admin team.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, and that's how he joined. He's originally like an owner of a separate, how do I call it, like a team that makes events occasionally. It's called the
Yeah,
acrylic
archaic.
archaic events.
Mm.
So yeah, how I got how I like first got to know him was there was like an event on Supersymmetry. If you don't know, it's like a popular in dev.
I'm pretty sure, and B77's in the audience, so he can confirm this. I'm pretty sure he did the hosting for the Nomi Factory event,
Mm.
as well as
That might be true.
maybe the
Might be true.
Supersymmetry event.
No, I believe. Well, I don't know if he did the Igbalon Supersymmetry event, but he did host a separate Supersymmetry event with like there was like a very interesting concept about protecting bases and like core blocks or whatever. I don't remember the exact details, but was like a very interesting concept. And then I got invited by someone to it, and I fucking ruined it. I made a team. I made a team. It was called the Worst Team, and we figured out that like if we never joined the server, if we never placed our core block, then nobody could break it, right? So that means that after every team is gone, we're gonna be the only team left. That means
Oh my
Worst
god.
Team is going to 100% win every time. And that's how the history of Worst Team began. If you are in some Gregtech communities, you can probably still hear the phrase definitive. How the fuck did I say it? Um,
D- decisive worst team victory.
Decisive Worst Team victory.
Which was bastardized from the decisive ROG victory.
I actually came up with that myself. I don't know, maybe my subconscious kind of tricked me into stealing your slogan, but I thought that was my invention. But yeah, so decisive worst team victory did happen, and because of mostly because of worst team, there were other factors in place, but worst team was definitely one of the reasons that event kind of went to shit. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, it never finished. I think someone actually did become the winner at some point. I know who it was, but you can ask anybody about that event and you will get a definitive answer that we won. Yeah, and so that's how I met B77. And then flash forward to the day that I made the Democracy Plays GTNH Discord server. I like DM'd B77, asking him to like promote me because like I need more members to play on the server. Yeah, and that's how he became part of the event. He trained himself and first was a party member and then became an admin, which you know
Mm-hmm. So after B77 made the semi-automation, we still had to run elections manually, but we still do for now. But he's working on that.
Hmm.
Since that huge, annoying hurdle was removed, I think at this stage, I don't think GCAT has officiated any elections since, because
uh
starting winter break, I started just churning them out like
yeah,
clockwork.
definitely. Yeah, I think I've never officiated an election after the last one I did for the first mini hiatus. Yeah,
Well, I mean, you will always have never finished, done an election after the last one you did, even
true.
if it was
Real.
yesterday.
Yeah,
But at the time I was in Alaska, and so
that's
since
important. That's important to the story.
since it is important to the story, and I also want to brag. Don't get it twisted. Since I was in Alaska, uh, there was really nothing to do when it was like morning because it was pitch dark outside
Mm,
because it was winter and it's in the Arctic Circle.
yes.
So I would just get on my laptop and run elections because 90% of the effort had been taken out by that system.
And then she would also like ping me every time because we had like a fucking system of making logos for each election, which were kind of uh
Yeah,
nicely made in Inkscape, and I was making all of them before, and because
because
she fucking
because
refused to
I
learn,
couldn't figure out Inkscape. It
fucking
was
refused
too
to learn
weird.
this
Oh
fucking
my
easy
goodness.
as baby easy program.
I'm an
Uh,
AutoCAD girly. I can't do Inkscape. You know what? Screw you.
I got pinged every fuck off. This sucks. I love this episode.
Oh my goodness.
I'm
What's
eating chips now. Fuck you.
Oh man.
okay, you win. I'm leaving the podcast.
Put me in charge.
Oh my
True. That would be funny. So yeah, I got pinged every time there was I could decide to run an election. It was mostly like at 2 a.m. for me. But it wasn't a problem most of the time because like
I usually
sleep
contacted you
schedule
a day
something
or
like
two
that.
in advance.
Yeah, but I'm lazy. I'm like Rainbow. I'm at that time you gotta understand I'm like Rainbow at that time. I got to his
Well,
level
yeah,
of
that's the
laziness.
reason I'd contact you in advance. That way I can keep on reminding you.
Yeah, but I usually, even like 3 days in advance, I usually didn't make the deadline and would only send the logo after the polls, which are just Google Forms, but the polls have already been opened.
I think definitely another reason why it did so well over winter break was we started getting because people were tired of all the hiatuses. People
True.
started submitting their own designs for the elections.
Which I want to say, you guys are great, but use Inkscape, send me SVGs, send us SVGs instead of sending PNGs, because we can't fucking use PNGs for the logos, because that's not how it works, send us SVGs. Although we don't do logos anymore, so forget about that part.
Right. So about I want to say how long ago did we make that? Well, I guess did I
Let me
make that
check it.
change?
Let me check it. Keep
I think
talking.
it was maybe 5 terms ago, a little more. So
It
about a month
was
ago.
the last term to have a logo was the 21st term, so this 22nd term
Okay,
doesn't have
right about
logo.
5 terms ago.
It's actually 3 or 4. I don't know how it works. So 3 or 4
We're
terms.
in the
3 to 4.
25th term right now, and we're gonna do elections for the 26th, I believe, tomorrow.
Also,
So
tomorrow, as in
at some
the
point
24th.
I realized, oh hey, this is a lot more consistent when I don't have to worry about getting election assets. And so I ran a poll. I said, hey, do you, the citizens, prefer to have elections without logos or elections with logos that are sometimes going to be delayed? And pretty much unanimously, everybody said, yeah, give us no logo elections.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's and after that I no longer got pinged every time there was an election, and so I decided to retire.
He was finally able to retire.
Yeah, my soul's finally free from that curse. I also want to add something about War Steam. Someone in chat mentioned that there's currently event going on, an official event on the Project Townie Discord server. For if you don't know, Project Townie is a mod pack which is kind of realistic about building towns and stuff. And for that event, I also got invited, and I decided to, remake the kind of repeat the old glory of War Steam, and I made War Steam 2.
Yeah, and in typical worst team fashion, he never joined the server.
Yeah, I never joined the server. Yeah. So for listeners at home, the Project Townie event is kind of long and more thought out than the Super Symmetry event was.
It's died down by now. A few of the DPGTNH members have taken to playing on the server when they're not elected.
Yeah, sure.
But
That does happen.
Project Townie is definitely dying down. I think they're going to be doing another version, and they're going to be uploading a new version of the pack for a new event, I think sometime around summer.
Oh yeah, so if you're
Let me
listening
see.
to this before summer, you can join the Project Town Discord server and join the Worst Team 2 team. We were free to join. You don't have to do anything to join. Just add our Worst Team to the beginning of
In
your
fact, I'm
name.
pretty sure it's recommended that you don't do anything.
Yeah, we actually ban you if kick you from the team if you join the server.
Nothing ever happens.
Nothing ever happens. Which is also one of the slogans behind the Democracy Plays GTNH event, but that's not, nothing ever happens. That's the slogan for my life, actually. Yeah, so join the Project Townie Discord somewhere in the description. Editor put the Project Townie Discord invite in the description, and join Wars Team 2, and we will win decisively.
They're getting so much publicity from us. They're gonna get a whole 5 new players.
Yeah, true.
Nice.
But unfortunately, the Project Townie event is structured differently from the Supersymmetry event, so we won't be able to cheese it like the last time, and we won't actually win, but in spirit. and Spirit will win.
I see.
Won by not participating, which honestly, yeah. There was a lot of drama about alt accounts on that server.
Oh, I see.
So this ties in a tiny bit to the Republic of Greg drama. A few months before the current season of Project Townie started, the members of ROG went to the Project Townie owners with a absolute tarball of evidence about bigotry and general shittiness. I think there was something in there about doxing regarding
And killing
large
people
group
with
of
rocks.
members. Yeah, killing people with rocks and such. Regarding a group of members in the server, and these members were banned. However, there were still a few people who didn't necessarily have any evidence on them, but were definitely in contact with the people who were banned. So what happened was when the new season was announced, these people went to the people that were banned and said, "Hey, just hop on an alt account. Who cares?"
Mm.
And a lot of people cared because they were. I don't want to revive drama because I know at least one person from over there is going to see this, but I personally dislike them, and generally, they're not good people.
Mm.
So the
Anyway,
first day, I think there was about 50 players online, and you'd look in tab and you'd see Jewboy22
Oh, goodness.
or Hyperborean Spirit playing the server. So about the first hour and a half, it was just a bunch of the ROG members reporting obvious alts, and I think at some point we realized going through name MC, one of them was actually just on their main account, but they renamed it.
Oh.
well,
So yeah, it was a shit show. Griefing is against the rules if you're not officially at war, and so what happened was a bunch of alts joined to grief the Republic of Greg
Mm.
base by bypassing claims, and at some point there was an incident where we lived in an ugly cobblestone box with a glass roof, and they tried to get in and they got to the top and realized it was glass, so they just sat there for 40 minutes staring at us because they
well,
couldn't figure out how to get in without exploiting.
Oh my god, sorry. I'm not laughing at the situation. I'm just laughing about the idea of they're like, "Oh man, we just looking down through
Yeah,
the
it
glass
was
and we're
pretty
like,
much because at that point we had already gathered enough resources to hold us off for a while, so we were just sitting around doing things while they wasted their time.
it was just like, "Oh, how do we get in there? How do we get in there so we can
Yeah,
ruin their day?"
I think there was a video posted. I might find it, but there was a video posted that summed up the situation pretty well. Let's see.
yeah,
I'm gonna try and find it.
while acrylic searching for the video, I want to add something else about our team. 2 specifically, we're actually at war with every other team on the server because I declared war on every other team on the server and never joined, so I won every war. Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
easy.
Um. Well.
Uh,
All right, I've found the video.
awesome.
All right.
So somebody sent this with the caption WOG, which is Wizards of Greg, which is the group that was grouping us, trying to get into ROG's base for 2.5 hours.
Oh yeah.
But it was pretty funny for that, but at some point it just became tedious and annoying
Yeah.
because and no flack to the Project Townie moderators. They've made a great pack and they are trying their best, but there really was a sort of crappy moderation policy
Yeah.
where if it wasn't proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that somebody was either an alt or evil, then nothing, like absolutely nothing, would be done about them.
Mm.
So it was just sort of a back and forth of, hey, this guy's an alt account. Here's this, and this reason why we suspect it. And the moderator would be like, okay, well, that's not proof. And I think eventually, like 99% of the people we suspected were proven to be alts.
Mm.
Oh,
I think there's like 1 or 2 left that are completely inactive.
So
But
there were 100 to 200 alts.
sure. Yeah,
Really?
let's
No, I
say
mean,
that.
I was saying that just, I imagine the 99% was like a
No, totally. There
hyperbolic
was
thing,
like
but
thousands of alts that were coming in.
oh my goodness.
one
Yeah, no, that's messed up.
worst T-million also. One
Worst T-million.
one projectile million.
What's funny is one of them, and I'll preface this with it's not like a they're all the same ilk situation.
Yeah.
Not all of them are in agreement with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm assuming this was done by one person going on their own.
Yeah.
But one of them tried to dox me.
Oh.
They got my email and called me, or attempted to call me by my name in the general chat on an alt. And I was just sitting there
Yeah.
like, nice job, you got the fake email, dumbass.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
well,
has like a
nice.
fucking so you know I had to send stuff to her email back in the Democracy Plays GTNH days, and she would always use the fucking email with I think I don't remember the exact
Full
name.
legal name.
Yeah, full legal
yeah.
name, but that was just like a psyop she fucking came up with.
It's a
It was
psyop
funny.
I've been running since I was 6.
That's pretty funny.
That's funny.
I have
But
one
yeah, it was pretty
email.
stupid.
This is not really. I have one email that I use for something. It's my Gmail that I use for Google, and it looks more like a password than an email. So
Yeah,
whenever I like give it to anybody, it's like, what the hell is this? And I'm like, oh, easy. It's this is not what it is, but it's like 587AB497
you know,
HJK52@gmail.
Acrylic and Frog, you know that I know both of your emails, so like PayPal me $500 so I don't say them out
Oh
loud right now.
no. Oh no, my fake name. No.
Oh my
It's gonna
goodness.
get leaked.
Anyway, if you guys have more to talk about with regard to this topic in particular, that's
Acrylic.
fine. You could keep going.
Acrylic,
I just
can
had
you
another
talk
thought.
about
Hello.
Acrylic, can you talk about the cult of Vagugus?
So, early on into the Democracy Plays GTNH New Horizons server, there was a player named Reg, R-E-G, and he was a professional troller.
I think
Like
Greg.
he wasn't actually a bad person. Like unironically, he was chill, but he was so good at trolling other people.
So
Is that
just so I
actually
have this clear,
related?
is this like,
Yeah, go Frog, you
sorry.
go. Frog, you go.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, so is this like, I mean, I guess it can be like a bit of both, but it is like trolling, like you do something really goofy and it's generally everybody laughs. Maybe it's not as
No,
fun,
evil
but
trolling.
the
But
evil
he's
No, he
trolling
actually
where
a
fucking
it's
bad
just like,
guy.
sucked.
yeah,
He fucking
you
sucked
just
as a
kind of
person
being a
online,
dick
but
or
yeah,
something.
I think he was a nice person overall.
Yeah,
I want to ask
I can
Acrylic,
understand
But
that.
at some point,
are you going to
yep.
like segue into talking about
Yes, yep.
Vagugus at the end of it because Reg is not really
So
related.
at some point, Curry Codes was messing with Reg because he interacts with trolling all the time, and he was spamming his DMs with a GIF of a bat eating a banana. And hold on, I'm gonna send it in the recording chat now.
I forgot that was how the meme was born actually. Well,
That sounds like a goofy thing that I would
So
have fun with.
he is called Wagugas. It wasn't Reg that started; it was Curry. But he sent Wagugas over and over in Reg's DMs, spamming it.
the bat is called
Sorry,
Vagugus
that's a very
apparently.
funny bat.
And then when Reg came and complained about it in general, uh, Curry started spamming it in general, and a bunch of people joined him.
And the thing is, I know if Acrylic will expand upon that, but the thing is, we had like a rule in the constitution. I think we still have it, that the party who got elected has the right to change the profile picture of the Discord server of Democracy Plays GTNH. And yeah, so I think the party which Kurikos was either a part of or the owner of, I don't know where in the timeline that kind
He
of
was the
falls.
owner of
Yeah,
Blue.
so
Yeah.
yeah, so it was Blue because like later Blue got dissolved and Kuri joined like a different party, whatever. But back in the day, yeah, Kuri had a party, which he was the owner of, and they won decisively. And yeah, they decided to put fucking Vagugus on the avatar of the server, and that made Reg so fucking angry. I think he just like fucking screamed in
Yeah.
general
It
after
was
that.
funny.
Yeah,
Goodness.
No, unfortunately, Reg he left
yeah,
at
he
some
left.
point during
He left.
the
He
hiatus.
probably left because we had a tradition of like going to the server every 10 minutes and timing out him for another 10 minutes. So he like
Yeah,
never.
Oh
I
man.
think at my creation of being moderator, or like owner of the server, my first order of business was to mute Reg for a week.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I think he left during that. Yeah,
Well,
he could not
hopefully, I
handle
mean,
that.
it sounds pretty harmless, this stuff that you guys been doing to this individual. So hopefully, if he's been doing stuff that's worse than that, he can probably take it,
I'm
right?
like 90% sure that Reg is not actually a community member, but an alt of someone's. But I can't
Uh,
really prove that because
I
like
don't think he's an alt.
I've never
I
seen
think
him on
he's
any
just
other
acting
server
funny.
except on Democracy Plays GTNH. I think also on the GTNH server as well, but that's like, I don't know.
this is a
Yeah,
very
I'm
funny
looking
bat.
in the GTNH server right now for a picture of the Hacienda, which was the main base of DPGTNH that was
Oh
made
yeah, we
by
can talk
Blue.
about Hacienda.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's quite a nice base. And actually, if you guys install the latest version of GregTech New Horizons right now, you can. There is a small chance that during the loading, you will encounter a screenshot of our base in the base pack,
Oh, that's
unmodified.
fun.
Yeah, we got that into
Yeah, Curry
destination.
uploaded the Hacienda to the competition, or I guess not really a
Not a
competition because the
competition, yeah,
majority of
it's
people were
yeah.
accepted, but he entered it in for being part of the 2.7 loading screens,
Hmm.
and it was accepted. So if you
Nice.
playing GTNH 2.7.x, you can see the Hacienda by Democracy Plays GTNH.
And you can also see the Hacienda right now because the editor is going to put in the screenshot of that on screen. Thank you, editor.
Yes. Thanks.
We love our editor. Akoto, you're the
Yeah,
best.
I I have a very minimal relationship with our editor, but I know that our editor edits so that I don't have to,
Yeah,
and
and
that
that's
is
also
worth
true for me.
a large sum of kudos and probably other things.
When we reach 1000 subs, I think we should give him our entire revenue
Yeah, okay.
from ads. Yeah, I think that's fair. Because like he does most of
Anyway,
the work. Anyway, yeah. We only yap.
um so so oh my goodness, what was I gonna say? That
Um
that was all interesting. I liked the funny bat. Um
we also love the funny, but by the way, yeah,
There's another creature. There's another creature that's popular.
are you gonna talk about the new server icon or about someone else?
I'm gonna talk about the Covery Cat.
Oh, the cover cat.
uh
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just gonna give a short reminder that currently the server icon is actually like a cat that looks like a bird. I think I've sent it in the server before. But Vagugus is kind of he's dead. That bot is dead.
Yeah,
Sadly.
so the Covery Cat started when Covery joined the server and made the Cov Party. And the party's logo is just a picture of some cat.
I think
Mm.
it's his cat
Some
actually.
fuck ass cat.
I
Oh, it's
think
his
it's his
cat?
cat. I think he can like tell us in the comments. He's probably
Yell at
watching
us in the
this.
comments, yeah.
Yeah. Also, he's going to be our guest 2 episodes in the future. So
Oh no,
look forward
he's
to that.
gonna talk about how the real reason we did the revolution is because we were mad about him winning.
True. You're gonna hear the other side of the story. Don't let
But
the
pretty much, yeah, the Cov Cat is just a funny picture of Covery's cat, I guess. And it became a pseudo meme, not as high as Wagugas, but
Mm.
and then someone put like a 3D model of whatever tetrahedron which with each side as the Cobra Cat on the Democracy Plays GTNH official wiki, and that kind of destroyed everyone's phones trying to access the main page. That was fun.
That
right.
sounds fun.
I'm gonna be honest. The Democracy Plays GTNH wiki, it is abandoned. That has not been updated since I think the 8th term.
And listeners, that's your call. That's your call. Go and help
Yeah,
the
go and
maintain it.
research about the Democracy Plays GTNH event and update the wiki.
Yeah,
Community driven.
because we're going to get fucking archived in like 2 months if we don't edit any pages. I think that's part of the guidelines of Mirahi's
But,
where the wiki is hosted. So that will
but
be sad. I will be sad if it gets archived.
Speaking of Mirahi's wiki, we said we would loop back to
Oh
this
yeah, I
in
think
about
let's
30 minutes.
let's get out of the Democracy Plays GTNH bubble and more into the Greek community.
wait. First, I want to say, didn't you update a page like the other day, GCat? It was like either while we were on the podcast or
I
after or
think I
before.
did, but wait, let me. I think. Oh yeah,
It was when we were talking about
I fixed the
the
Great
fucking
Boiler
boiler.
scam. Yeah, the boiler scam. Yeah, we
The
talked about the boiler last episode. Can we like discuss the boiler-ish episode now? Like, that's gonna be funny, I think.
It'll extend from just a DPGTNH joke. It'll become a recurring joke of the podcast.
Yeah,
yeah,
just as like 3 to 4 or Better Nowhere or all the
oh
other
my
unfunny
goodness.
jokes we forgot.
Yeah.
Killing people with
But
rocks.
yeah.
Talking about sodium and barium drama. By the way, next episode we'll talk about the sodium and barium drama. Stay tuned for that.
Yeah. We gotta save. We're next episode. We're
Will
getting
you
Jack
ask
Black
Jack
on
Black?
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
ask Jack Black about the sodium and barium drama situation.
I hear he died.
Yeah, he did die, but we will revive him next episode.
Yeah.
I
No.
see, I
Yeah.
see, I see.
Yeah, we have a special
Yeah.
machine made by the editor for us, which will revive him.
Pick him up.
This editor seems to be doing as much work as B77 does.
True. Yeah, like if B77 is the backbone of Democracy Plays GTNH nowadays, then Akoto is the backbone of Just Enough Opinions.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
Jack Black is
the head. Yeah,
like
the head.
the head, the brain, also like the spinal cord.
Like
You
the
know,
like the right foot.
Who's the spleen?
who's the spleen? I gotta be the spleen. I'm probably the spleen.
Alright. Rainbow can be the spleen of DPGTNH.
True. I'm like
I
the
forget what the spleen does.
what can I say? What would be the most funny thing
You're the
for me?
placenta.
Yeah, I am.
The placenta.
You're necessary for the beginning and then you leave.
True, that's for every project though, yeah. No, I want to say like maybe an appendix, but that doesn't
Uh,
really make sense. That would make sense if I like at first help you, but then become like
doesn't
an unnecessary
doesn't the
part of.
appendix
I don't
like
know. Are you gonna be becoming evil anytime soon?
Yeah, doesn't it just like do nothing and has a chance to get infected and fuck everything up for you
I don't know,
or
this is not
something?
the Just Enough Anatomy Facts podcast, which is actually our sister podcast. Go check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Link in the
link in
description.
the
Don't click
description.
it, whatever you do.
Um,
But yeah, so the wiki.
Wiki, yeah.
We've talked about how I have a minor history with inheriting Discord servers.
The thing is,
So
you not only have a history with inheriting Discord servers, you for some reason have a history of inheriting Discord servers from me specifically. That's
Nice.
weird.
right. So I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't aware that you were in charge of the Greg Lore server.
I
and
was 50% of it. The other 50% was
I
Budburn,
see.
which sucked. We'll get to that part.
So what happened was the Greg Lore Discord server, and I guess the Greg Lore wiki as an extension, was an attempt, very, very poor attempt at figuring out, like having a place to store all of the drama and all of the Minecraft events that had happened in the, I guess, sphere of the I Go By Lots of Names events.
Mm.
There were events outside of it, and
Yeah, there's
it's
like
not necessarily limited to him, but since the Nomi Factory event started it, that's what we
there's
refer
there's
to it
like a
as.
map of spin-off events that I think Agablon showed in one of the episodes. Where there's like
Mm.
the archaic
Right.
event somewhere in there and a bunch of
So
other
the
shit.
Greg Lore server was an attempt to centralize knowledge. However, there was a big concern about bias. And so after the Discord server had gotten wiped by, I think, Badburn because he was being stupid,
Yeah, because
I
I should
approached Corey.
I should probably talk about that before you talk about the second server, because
Right,
that was kind of
alright.
funny. Yeah, Crystal, I believe Crystal made the first server, right? At the beginning, she made the. That Crystal is also a part of a community member and also a player on the Democracy Plays GTNH Discord server. She at first made the Discord server for the Mirror His wiki, which was already set up by that point. I don't know by who. I'm not really
It was set up by Corey.
Okay, by Korea, right. I'm not really in the community of the wiki. I just joined the server for the wiki, and I thought it would be kind of funny if I can convince the owner of the server to make me an owner. And so Crystalline, much like me, kind of got burnt out of the project real fast and decided, you know what, I'm just gonna give you the owner because there are a lot of like bad people in here. If you can just moderate him, I'm gonna be fine with you like doing funny shit around here. And I did become owner for exactly one day before the server got fucking deleted and wiped. It was a fun 24 hours. I got to do a lot of funny stuff. I established a new uh you know totalitarian government in there. I made the I think I call it neo skibidism as our official ideology. Skibidi toilet. And that was fun back then. I got like a vice president of I made Drosp, which is another community member, a great guy by the way. With the vice president of that, and we started doing a bunch of funny shit on the Discord server. And then
Where
Crystalline,
did Badburn come in?
yeah, and then Crystalline thought like, that's kind of funny, that's all funny and stuff. But what the server lacks, competition. And so she didn't give me the complete owner, she just like give me all the perms. And she gave all of the perms to Budburn as well, who joined around that time for whatever reason. I don't remember why exactly he joined. And so we both had like admin perms, but none of us could block the other one, ban him off the server, or kill him, or get rid of his perms. And so we constantly like were creating and deleting each other's channels and doing a bunch of weird shit. And yeah, that was fun for 24 hours. I know it sounds kind of boring when I talk about it, but
Right.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Corey, the person who made the wiki like on Mirahis, he talked about how the Discord server went to shit.
Yeah, and
I
then
think
Bud Burn.
immediately after.
Yeah, and then Bud Burn wiped the server because he didn't like what I was doing. He banned all of my henchmen and banned all of the regular plebs, and then the server fucking exploded. Then that's the end of that story.
And so Corey was complaining, and I thought it'd be funny. My stupid ass. I thought it'd be funny if I went to him and I said, "Hey, you wanna give the Discord to me? I can manage it for you." And he said yes, which was, I think, maybe not the biggest mistake of my life, because I think it did lead to me being in charge of DPGTNH, and I really enjoy that.
Was that
But
related?
oh my god, does did that suck? So the Greg Lore server, since there was a really big concern about bias, since a part of what I wanted to do was prevent people from putting false information there,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to make a system where you had to verify to add to the wiki.
Mm.
Uh, and a lot of people were angry about that because they were putting false information on the wiki.
Well,
Yeah.
And they also wanted the shitpost. So what went on was a very, very long and drawn out, annoying clash between me and the same people that I don't want to like make you guys think that these people are objectively terrible, because we have squashed a majority of the drama, but they are the same people that joined on alt accounts
Mm-hmm.
uh, in Project Townie.
the
So it's sort of
bad
running
Greg evil, the the evil Greg Empire.
the National Socialist Greg Empire.
True.
Interesting. I don't know if we should
So
be. Whatever. Continue.
Interesting.
uh, so I was really reluctant to ban these people, because even though I really disliked them and they were being nuisances to everybody, if I was concerned that if I got rid of them, the wiki would become entirely biased to
Yeah.
one side.
Yeah.
So I was giving them way more chances than they should get. Some point there was porn posted on the Discord. There was slurs said everywhere, and I was sitting there in the midst of my high school finals, trying to moderate through all this while I'm in class, and it
Mm.
sucked. Uh, so this was also going on at the same time as an event, maybe the worst event of all time, the Hecuba Chaos Tech event. Uh, the pack was terrible. The
Mm.
server was really slow, and exploits were rampant. To sum it up, there was a scare about blackmail, and I took one look at that and decided, fuck this. I'm out. I'm gone. And I gave the Discord server to Corey, and I left. And I'm pretty sure since then the regular server has become a War Factory server, which is a mod pack and sort of event server run by Chudsell.
Mm.
Yeah, that was our main competitor back when Democracy Plays GTNH was launching, and a lot of people were like, "Damn, your fucking event sucks balls. Your fucking rules are too complicated. War Factory is going to steal all your fucking members." But then at the end of the day, War Factory is like dead, and Democracy Plays GTNH is like
I'm pretty sure at some point
semi-dead.
somebody said that some of the War Factory players were joining DPGTNH in order to keep the ROG from joining War Factory, which is hilarious, because the ROG wasn't going to join War Factory in the first place. A
Mm.
majority of us thought it was a way to get our IPs.
Ah.
Um,
But yeah, the
yeah.
Greg Lore server was a disaster.
Well, you should have joined back when I was, fighting with Budburn. That was much more exciting.
I'm pretty sure I would have been called even more slurs.
Maybe Budburn kind of sucks. He's I like Frog. Like, imagine like if Chunkies played Greg Tech. That's like Budburn.
I mean, I I my thing on Chungies is I don't think he's actually too bad. He just irks me sometimes.
Well,
Um,
that's kind of the same. I think you would have said the same for
Okay,
Budburn.
okay, I can
yeah, that's
explain it.
fair.
I can explain it better. Frog, imagine a bigot who plays Greg Tech New Horizons.
I mean,
I mean that,
there are
yeah, I
worse
guess.
people than Budburn in the community, but I would
Yeah,
have put him.
that's why I stop at bigot. He's bigoted, but he's not like
I
doxing
would have
anybody.
put him at
Yeah,
like
yeah.
D tier of Greg Tech players, community members. If we were making like a tier list of,
Is the tier list like these are good, or the tier list is like these are the most evil?
I think higher tier is better.
yeah, higher tier is better. Yes, so D tier is like.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd put Bad Burn at D tier as well.
All right. Okay.
Okay, but where would you put Le Clown?
I have been lucky enough to never actually directly interact with LeClowndu except for once.
That
I mean,
can you guys like rate that segue? Was that a good segue? Because we're going to talk about Le Clown and Nomi Drama now.
wonderful segue. Wonderful
you.
segue.
Thank you.
The only time I've interacted directly with the clown was when I made fun of him because somebody sent me a screenshot of him saying he wishes he had a sister in a discussion about the coffin of Andy and Lele. He got really mad at me when I was making fun of him. He was saying like, you guys have been making fun of me for years," and I just told him like, "Dude, I have no fucking idea who you are."
Yeah, I
I
don't
was
know
making
anybody
fun of
that he
him. I
knows.
was making fun of him before it was cool to make fun of Le Clown. That was my thing. You guys stole it. I was.
My only interaction with LeClowndu outside of that has been indirect, like just hearing about how he hacks in games, like he hacks in events and is generally just bad at Minecraft.
He also. I just remembered.
There's also the Moni Factory drama.
No,
that
I
I
just
heard
remembered
about.
LeCloud made LeCloud of ETM, which is his worst, thing that he did ever in his life. But I'm not gonna talk about it because it's like actually fucked up and kind of leads to
Right.
the whole
So
MF Flip
as some
situation.
people, as somebody in the audience is saying, there was drama over Moni Factory.
Yeah, I talked about that. That's actually interesting, and that's not like MF Flip, which is boring.
Yeah, it's not like MF Lib, which.
Yeah.
What happened was there was a development team for porting Nomi Factory,
Mhm.
one of the more popular Greg Tech packs, to modern versions. And the lead developer for this was LeClowndu.
Mm.
Nothing ever happens. Colorless
And
emoji.
and a lot of people in the dev team were saying, "Hey, Exa, which is the person who owns the Nomi Factory license, this guy is definitely not the guy you want in charge."
Mm.
Uh, which, I mean, they were right. If you look at some of the in-dev versions at the time, some of the changes he was making were like they reeked. He's very bad at pack development,
Goodness.
but
He
he also
was
has like a
actually.
history of being an asshole. I'm pretty
I
sure.
want to
I
add
don't know him
that
personally.
he was at some points in time a member of the Modpack development Discord server, which is, a reference to all the 3, 4, whatever episodes we've done before, which were exclusively about that server. So.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think I've seen
LeClowndu
him once
definitely is
there.
just sort of a lol cow of the community at this point.
Mm.
Yeah, he is. Sorry, I was searching up
But
for.
Money Factory came to be because Exa just absolutely wouldn't budge on LeClowndu being in charge of development. So
Ah.
Pan Smith, along with a few other developers on the team decided, okay, fuck you then. We're gonna leave and make our own thing. So they changed the name because I couldn't use Nomi Factory Modern anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They changed the name to Moni Factory, and it's a really good pack. It's easy, like especially compared to GTNH. It's an easy pack,
What do
but
you mean? You can't compare shit.
Nomi
You
Factory.
can't compare shit to GTNH and then say that's easy, because like, what's hard compared to GTNH?
But so Nomi Factory is generally accepted as a very entry level pack to Greg Tech, and personally I'd say Moni Factory is even a little easier than that because at the start you can blend steel with just iron and coal dust.
Mm,
You don't even need a primitive blast furnace.
I see. I am
Uh,
in Pansmith server because I've been in a create above and beyond in newer or cabin
Yeah,
yes,
thing
Cabot.
before.
So
Pansmith also
Pansmith
makes Kevin.
definitely. I think Pansmith is a good mod pack developer. He's made some really good packs,
Hey
and
Pansmith.
he
Hey
has
Pansmith, if you're
made.
listening to this episode, come around sometime. We want to have you as a guest, you know?
Yeah,
That's gonna be great. We're gonna discuss your packs.
Yeah, and if
but
GCAT ever gets
he's
tired
made a
of
few
this,
mods as
maybe.
well.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I did suggest him before in member chats as a guest, but I never reached out to him. So
my joke was that if you get tired of this, then maybe Acrylic Combat will be our new permanent host.
shut up, wasn't that?
And I'll use my connections to get Pansmith as a guest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
no, but the joke is that it's you would be taking over for GCAT again. That's my funny joke.
Acrylic already made that joke in the beginning of the episode, I think.
Yeah, well, I'm making it again.
buddy,
All right,
Yeah.
it's
you're not funny, all right.
Frog, we already made that joke in the second episode, because we did everything in the second episode already.
Well, at least Guy 670 supports me.
Whenever everybody starts bullying you on the podcast, you know that guy 670 has got your back.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, acrylic bike.
Cabin is fun. Money Factory is fun if it's easy for my taste. It's definitely, I'd say Money Factory is preferable to Nomi, especially as a introduction to Greg Tech, because
Mm,
a lot of people for vanilla are used to modern versions and modern mechanics,
Yeah,
and not used to making a 3x3x4 structure to get a material.
that's insane. How do you
yeah,
even
yeah.
do that?
Real.
You put the blocks in place.
Holy shit, for real?
Yeah.
And how do you do that?
I'm pretty sure there's a button on your mouse that does it. I don't know which one though.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that's what it's by default, but if you change the keybind, then it might be different.
you know,
I think that's overcomplicating things. I don't think he
Yeah,
understands
yeah,
yeah.
what those words mean.
I'm gonna I'm gonna ask our great friends, the ones that make the ones that do the blog thing about that. Maybe they know
Yes.
something about that. The
Yeah, yeah.
GAYSEX and what's the other guy called?
His
MP.
name is Empreg.
Yeah, Mpreg.
Yes. This is our funny joke.
I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna have gay sex and Mpreg's socials linked in the
Yeah,
description, right?
we
Yes,
always
yeah,
have them.
no,
Yeah, because we
yeah.
steal a lot of stuff from them.
Yeah, honestly,
You can
I bet the expertise that Gay Sex and Empreg have on modded Minecraft drama, why even have the Greg lore wiki?
I
You
mean,
know?
yeah, true. You can just go to
So
GSX and
the
play blog.
Greglore wiki since I've left, it has become incomprehensible, and I'm pretty sure as I left, Corey made a page for me in my honor, and
Mm,
since then it has been defaced by people who don't like me.
mm,
I mean
That sounds like a thing.
yeah, that sucks. I mean, our great friends would like fix that in 24 hours
Yeah,
if you
our
make
awesome
them
fans. Can you
admins.
go raid the Greg Lore wiki?
I
Oh
mean,
my
I was
god.
referring to Gay Sex Empreg, but whatever. Yeah, our listeners
Oh
can do that as
yeah.
well. Um, so acrylic. I have like a question. It's like a voucher,
Hello.
like a voucher rather. It's not really related to mod Minecraft, but like
What?
um I want to ask. So like I had this question for a while. I want to ask this like every time we had a guest, but I forgot last time. So basically, it's like hypothetical. So like we should either have like unlimited bacon, but no more games, right? That's one of the
What?
possibilities. Or or
Okay.
another choice. You can have games, unlimited games, but no games.
I'll take Roblox, yeah.
So games but no games.
Yeah, that's Roblox.
Hmm. Fair.
Yeah. I GCat, I don't
I'll take games, unlimited games, but no games.
didn't
Yeah,
you
I would have picked bacon,
like
I think.
somebody else's bit?
What?
I'd rather I
His brain is
Yeah,
melted.
what the fuck is
this
Rock trying to
is
say?
I think we can make our own humor. I don't know.
Do you mean humor?
That's me.
Thank you.
What do you mean humor?
Yeah, how dare you?
What?
How dare
What?
you
I'm
ask the
just.
question that they
Do
ask
you
on
think?
that unnamed podcast?
Do you
Yeah,
think?
yeah. Some of
Do you think I'm just like joking? I'm like asking a serious question. I like want to know Acrylic's opinion
Us
about that.
here, we shouldn't be taking jokes from less known, smaller podcasts.
yeah. Yeah, GCat. What's wrong with
I
you?
mean, what joke did I take? The fucking kill people with rocks one? I think I
Oh
think
my
I
god.
I,
No,
I made
you
that one.
punching down, GCat. I think we learned we can't do that.
With episode one.
Oh my god. No, I'm sorry, yo. Anyway, so my question, I had a question. This was a general question that I was thinking about. Um, now I gotta remember what it was. Okay, I remember now. So I have never really participated in any of these big Minecraft events. Um, so I guess not like that I mean from what I understand they're pretty cool and they are appealing, but do you
No,
either of you have like a particular appeal that comes with them that you would say is your favorite part about it?
I
So
love making a team. I
I'll
love making a team, calling it Worst Team, and then not playing on the event. That's my bit.
That's good.
So yeah, GCat likes to meme with them. For my explanation, I'll use a example. There was one event that happened. It was a MC Earth type event called Magnaterra, and it was really poorly made. The plugins were buggy. Nether was supposed to be disabled. It wasn't. Um, but the ROG participated because we wanted a break from the whole GregTech drama bullshit.
Mm,
And it was really, really fun. I think the main thing I find fun at an event is because the gameplay was really buggy and crappy and generally unbalanced, but wasn't like frustrating.
mhm,
It wasn't particularly hard and it wasn't challenging. It was sort of just a chill experience where all the ROG members were in VC hanging out. I think the best thing you can get out of an event is hanging out with people you like. And I
mm,
know that's like a friends we made along the way type of answer,
yeah.
Ooh.
but truly the ROG has become sort of a glorified friend group
Mhm.
where we all just hang out and play events together. And that's the thing I like the most about them.
That's
Um,
cool. Yeah.
I kind of hate events nowadays because most of them are unoriginal as shit and like just war event number 125 26
Yeah, GCAT, you
million.
hate
I put
friends.
100 players in mod pack number 78 and gave them no rules except for no
Oh,
hacking.
holy
This is what
shit.
they did.
That's why I made.
Well,
That was one of the reasons I made Democracy Plays GTNH, like actually, because
Yeah, having a unique
yeah,
idea.
that was
mm,
kind of a unique idea compared to, you know, War Factory and whatever the fuck.
all right.
And that's why I
Now
think
does
you guys should join archaic events, because next time B77 is going to have a very great idea, I'm sure, for another
all
event,
right.
which will come in like 50 years, because he's like an original guy. There you go. There's your plug, B77.
Original ideas take time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so what I'm understanding is that the Republic of Greg, um, they don't always have to have Greg Tech in the pack for
No,
you.
and
Yeah.
recently we've joined a community that I will not name for fear of it being corrupted.
Mm-hmm.
Where we play more vanilla-like events, and sometimes there's like create involved. Never correct tech,
Well, that sucks.
Mm.
but
That sucks,
it's
because we hate vanilla players. We kill them with rocks. Acrylic
Oh my
combat.
goodness.
so
Prepare for that.
it's a bunch of casual players, and we've sort of we do chill a lot, but we try hard a lot more than
Mm.
the average player in that sphere.
Mm-hmm.
So we've sort of risen to divinity, and I think it's really funny how when we're not held back by things being grindy, uh, like in Greg Tech, which we still like, uh, we are a lot more efficient than the average player.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure the owner of the server gave us a dedicated role.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Shit.
Um, honestly, what was I thinking? I don't even know if I can imagine. I feel like I'm somewhat efficient, but I don't know if I could be efficient enough to deserve a dedicated role. I'm thinking I'm not actually very good at
Well,
Minecraft.
the thing that got us the role was a Hunger Games event,
Mm-hmm.
and what we did was we had like an actual thought out plan and had
Uh,
4 people participating, and we practically just demolished everybody else.
oh.
So what sort of happened there was the the organizer of the event, since he's a YouTuber, he looked at that and went, "I'm gonna make the ROG fucking terrifying in my video."
Oh.
The evil Greg.
And now
The big, scary evil Greg Tech players.
yeah, it's sort of the we've sort of become the PGS of that community where everybody's like, except that
BGS of that community.
instead of LARPing and like actually believing that we're evil, it's like a community of sane humans
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
true.
that keep the role playing to in game.
And then you
Mm-hmm.
eat create players when they behave badly.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I
GCAT.
am not dropping the community name in recording chat, Omega.
Yeah.
The audience members. It needs to space its sanctity. It needs to say sanctitized from all of these people.
These
Yeah.
plebs.
What was I gonna say? I totally forget. I think if I were in like, I think this was just to emphasize me being lazy. If I were like to be in a winning party in Democracy Plays GTNH, I'd probably play for like 30 minutes in one day and then get distracted.
That's basically
And then it
what
would be
most parties do.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happens.
Yeah.
So there are 4 active parties, and maybe 1 or 2 members of each party actually play.
mm,
Yeah. And
We have about 10 to 12 of the people out of the 100 in the server actually participate in voting. So
you know,
ah,
I want to say, like, you know how boring things get when the most fun party you have on the server is the crude union. Um,
mm,
yeah, because back in the day there were a bunch of funny parties. There was co-op party. There was
Yeah, I think
a lot of games.
one of the reasons I'm entertaining the thought of a season 2 is because there's like hardly anything actually going on. It's just progression.
The thing
Mm.
is, and I'm going to make it like a moral thing. That kind of proves that democracy is the best way to maintain a government because
Yeah, it's stable.
yeah,
It's
I guess
stable.
stable. That's
Nice.
for all the dictators listening to our podcast currently. I'm going to, I'm
Yeah,
dissing
for
all
the
of you.
dictators, you just have to make the people think they live in a democracy,
Oh my goodness.
Have you guys?
which is what I'm doing because I have total power. I've been faking the elections for weeks.
Holy
Oh my
shit!
goodness.
Have you guys played? There's this great game. I'm gonna plug it because I plug it constantly to everybody I know. But there is this great game on Steam about like dictatorships and democracy and whatever the fuck it's called. Not for broadcast. You should go play it if you haven't. It's for all the listeners and for you guys. Um, it's a great game. Go play it. It's about like you like control the television in like America that has been taken over by like an authoritarian party or whatever. It's like it's fun. I like that. It's one of my favorite games of all time.
Wondrous.
Why simulate democracy when you can enter uh, oh my god.
Yeah,
GTNH.
Yeah,
true.
Enter,
yeah.
join now.
Yeah, and that is, I mean, I guess it is kind of simulated democracy, but it's also real
Nuh-uh, it's real
democracy, right?
Yeah,
democracy. Your vote matters, I
Yeah.
promise.
I actually want to reveal something. Tomorrow we're going to unveil a new rule in Democracy Plays GTNH. You will have to actually
Huh?
give up your citizenship in real life to get the citizenship on
Yeah, you have to become a
Democracy
citizen,
Plays
we're
GTNH.
making an official country.
Yeah,
Oh my
we're
goodness. Nice.
We're gonna be recognized by the United Nations one day.
yeah we're gonna like
Nice.
there is like an unclaimed land in Africa that nobody wants. I'm like a geography nerd. There's like an unclaimed part of like between Egypt and Sudan, and we're like gonna claim that, and that's going to
Really?
be the land of Democracy Plays GTNH.
I don't know these things. Isn't there like
I'm
not
gonna
even in
send you
Africa?
video.
I feel like there's like a place that somebody has decided is like his own state or something.
Yeah, Sealand.
And
It's
it's
like
just like
in the fucking canal between France and England. It's like an oil rig that the guy just decided to make his own country, but it's not like recognized by anyone. But it's fine. They have like their own flag and stuff.
I'll recognize them if they recognize DPGTNH as a country.
True. I'm going to become
nice.
the second citizen of Democracy Plays GTNH right after Acrylic.
Guys, just apply for citizenship now. Send me your full social security number and credit card
Why do you need?
with the 3 numbers on the
No,
back,
no,
and
no,
you will
no.
get
Wait a
citizenship.
second. Why do you need like
Nice.
a U.S. social security number? Aren't we like seceding?
Well, yeah, but I still need to know that you're a real person.
All right, that makes sense. All right. I'm gonna quickly become like a U.S. citizen to get the social security number. Better be like 5 minutes. Insert laugh track. I'm not actually going to get a U.S. citizenship
Okay.
in like 5 minutes. That was a joke. I'm sorry. I lied.
I'm nice. This is good.
Do you guys have any other topics you wanted to discuss? Because we have like 9 minutes left until our editor kills us with
What? I'm
rocks.
sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Shut up.
Well, oh my goodness. I don't have any more topics, so why don't you pull up the fun machine?
I
You roll
mean,
the little
isn't
jack in the
this
box
the
and
end user episode? Like, my fun
I don't
machine,
care. Do it.
my funny machine only produces questions for, pack developers. I don't think Acrylic will be
I
able to
mean,
answer
Acrylic
those.
Combat, you at least know enough about pack development in the sense that you know what's like you know what a good and a bad pack is,
Sure,
right?
yeah.
All right,
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the questions are generally just game design stuff,
I
right?
guess so.
I've given advice to Pansmith once or twice.
Yeah.
Whether it was listened to is irrelevant.
While I'm at it, Acrylic, what's your favorite Greg Tech pack? Or just not a Greg Tech pack, like a pack in general. Can like talk about that for a while while I fire up the funny machine.
I think it's a bit of a cop out to say that I don't have a favorite, so I'm actually gonna try to figure out one that I like more than the others. But if we're not talking about Greg Tech, because those are sort of in a separate tier of their own, my favorite would be Rebirth of the Night. Uh,
Mm.
partially nostalgia reason because I was actually introduced to the Greg Tech sphere through the Rebirth of the Night Discord server by the cringe union leader sending me an invite to the I Go by Lots of Names Nomi Factory Discord server, which is a whole nother story. But Rebirth of the Night is, I think, a really unique and honestly fun way to play Minecraft. It's sort of expert. The progression is difficult. And I haven't played it in a while, but there's also invasions like Super Symmetry has, except they're not a fucking joke.
Mm.
Um, and enemies can break blocks, and there's this whole section of the pack where you are building a secure base.
Ooh.
Well, yeah, I hear a lot about both of the night nowadays, and last episode we were like comparing a chart of our favorite mod packs, and out of the categories in that were uh Rebirth of the Night picks by some of the people out here.
Yeah, Rebirth of the Night is a fun pack. I do recommend it to a lot of the people listening. It is pretty fun single player and fun multiplayer. So I'm pretty sure the Nelston, if anybody's heard of him, he's, I believe, still the main developer of Rebirth of the Night. He has a community server up. It's sort of dead right now,
Mm.
but I mean, hey, we have so many listeners. That's enough to revive it.
True.
I mean,
We're just supporting smaller communities left and right
Yeah.
here, guys.
yeah, yeah.
And then stealing
Just like that.
jokes from like small creators as well.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
No, wasn't it Texture Pago? Did he say that his favorite one was Rebirth of the Night?
That was 2 episodes
Our
ago.
last guest.
Maybe he also
Yeah, it
said
was
something
2 episodes
about
ago.
Rebirth of the Night.
I'm pretty sure I heard myself say it when I listened to it over again.
I don't
Because I
listen
was like,
to
oh,
our
I got it
episodes.
mixed up with Craft of the Titans and Trepidation.
I don't listen to our
You don't listen
episodes.
to it again?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I must be a narcissist. I like the sound of my own voice. No, I just want to make sure I haven't said anything
No,
terrible. I might have said
that
something terrible
You have
last.
said so many horrible, terrible things.
Yeah, cause
Yeah, I know.
that's episode 1 drama. That's like trauma.
My goodness.
That's PTSD from first episode.
Shortest lived drama in the Greg Tech sphere to date.
Oh my goodness.
um,
Anyway,
Me when the drama is addressed by people taking responsibility and apologizing.
oh my
shit, that's
goodness.
impossible. Take accountability challenge. Impossible. Anyway, I fired up the funny machine, but I just came
yeah, the
up
funny
with another
machine.
question real quick. Acrylic, what's your least favorite pack out of the ones you've played?
All the mods.
We've talked about
Which one?
yeah, which one?
I have to say all the mods 10. Just
Hmm.
because
Ooh.
all the mods 9 at least had like a few more mods
Had Greg
I
Tech.
see.
that were like
All the most
Yeah,
9
and Greg
had
Tech
Greg
was
Tech.
kind of interesting.
yeah, and at least I had Greg Tech too.
Yeah.
But all the mods just in general reeks.
Damn, you
Um,
can smell it.
Like it's poor pack design. You can get mechanism is in there, can like pretty much completely unaltered,
Yeah,
which means you can get refined obsidian armor better than diamond in about half an hour at
yeah.
most.
I, I just saw something is all the mods now a recurrent bit on this podcast because ever since episode 2, I think every episode was in some way related to all the mods. Um,
Oh my god. I don't think did we talk about all the mods when Texture Mago was on?
I don't remember, but we definitely talked about that last time when Davey did not watch the second episode, which you guys all should go do, because the second episode is our magnum opus. We will never create anything better than the second episode. Anyway,
Oh
the
my
funny
god, I
machine.
did like the second episode. Funny Machine, yeah.
Funny machine. It's
No,
this
I think
question.
all the mod you go to the all of the thing. I just wanted to say, just because Acrylic Combat you're here, it's, what I said in the second episode is basically, as far as what was I saying? Oh my god, maybe we can just skip me saying this.
No,
I'm
you.
fine with all the mods because they put in a little bit of effort to make an end goal, but it's not in the sense where I'm like, oh, this is a great pack. It's just if I want
I
something
mean,
to
yeah,
play.
they made an end goal, and I can
Yeah,
understand that, but
big
that's like
big
the
parentheses.
minimum effort.
Big parentheses. Here we're only talking about the design of all the mods, not about all the drama surrounding the team and whatever the fuck. Because, you know,
Oh yeah, I don't even know what
that's
I barely know. I think I know
I
what they're
barely
If
talking
know.
I were
about.
to explain all the drama that happened, it'd take 5
You should
episodes.
go
Yeah,
read the Gay Sex and Preg blog instead. They're great at
yeah,
explaining
Yeah,
that.
they explain it pretty well.
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway,
Anyway,
Funny Machine.
funny machine. It's funny machine time. I think we have like time to only answer one question. So, you know, sad, but whatever.
I've ran out of chips, so I'm not funny anymore. Sorry.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, we're never funny on this
I
podcast.
mean,
This is an incredibly serious podcast. Shut up.
all right.
Anyway, the question is, wait, let me drink water because I'm fucking dying. Wait a second.
That's a question?
No, that's not the question. I'll
No,
just ask the question because it's right here.
all right, go ahead. I drank
Or
water.
okay, here we go.
What?
So this is our Funny Machine. It what does it do? It looks at all the questions of the day from the Minecraft Pack Development Discord, and we choose a random one.
Yeah, Acrylic, if you
And so
don't
this one
know,
is
by the
from
way, if you don't know, the Minecraft Pack Development Discord server is a Discord server about Minecraft Pack Development.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
shit!
Yeah.
I
yeah.
didn't know that.
This one is from
I
November.
thought it was for Terraria.
Yeah, partially it is, but you know, it's like the other
Yeah,
half
no,
of it.
people on there talk about Terraria pretty often. Maybe not too often, but
Yeah.
from November 30th, 2024. The question is, how could a pack be made replayable, especially if it's a progression-based pack?
Add Greg to it.
I want to say for that, A, supporting different play styles, something GTNH does pretty well,
What?
and B, supporting multiplayer. Things instantly
Mm.
become a lot more replayable if you have a lot of people, because the main attraction then becomes not necessarily the pack itself, but the people you're playing it with. And C, I think I had something. What was I going to say? Something else. There's another thing that goes into it that I don't remember what I was trying to say. But I think those are pretty important to take into consideration if you want your pack to be replayable.
Mm,
I mean, I as a professional, semi-professional, quarter of a professional pack developer, I'm going to say that I don't really care about replayability of my packs. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, end users, but you know,
Wow.
yeah.
I haven't thought about the like the multiplayer idea. That's a really good one. Um,
I think we discussed
I suppose,
multiplayer either last episode or 2 episodes ago. There was a question about that or
yeah,
something.
but it's framing it in terms of replayability is really smart.
Yeah.
I just decided to scroll down to see what I said, and basically I agreed with someone who said, like, I don't plan on making my packs inherently replayable because it basically means making several packs for the price of one. What did I say?
Yeah, that's
I think it's
that's
because
that's I agree with that.
I was thinking about like when you have end goals where it's like you read a book and then you go to the end of the book and then you're done with the book. So for me, that would be like creative items. A lot of people don't really like them very much, but I'm fine with them because it's just like, oh, I've gotten to the end of the book, and if I want to read it again, I could start it over again. But um, But
You can read the
that's
book upside down. Sorry.
yeah. I don't know. I don't.
That wasn't an
I
analogy.
mean, hey, that's. Oh, right. The third thing that I was gonna say. It's supporting challenge runs.
Yeah, I guess
Ah,
so. Yeah, that
challenge
makes sense.
runs.
If like Garden of Grind, for example, for GTNH, GTNH is a very replayable pack. If you support a challenge run in your pack, it's going to become a lot more replayable because you can play it in an inherently different way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but you're like a pleb end user, so you don't know how much effort it actually takes to support all these things. So
No, I don't. I don't know how
yeah,
much effort
you know how
it
much
actually
time it
Well,
takes to make one pack. I've been working on one
well,
pack for 2 years, and I've not even like 1% done with it. Recently started learning fucking shaders for it. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing anymore. Sucks.
um, I feel like challenge runs, uh, as far as I know it, it's like it depends on the type of challenge run, but from what I think about it, it's kind of like as long as you don't outright prevent them from being possible, um, it can be pretty easy to just allow them, I think, right? But
Yeah,
then also, you have to have people who are like, "Oh, I want to do a challenge run of this in this particular way."
Yeah, it's difficult to artificially make happen.
Yeah,
yeah, I agree with Frog.
but I like that answer. It's better than mine. I think when I made my answer, I was probably stuck on the idea of there being like of
More
there being
work.
like an end. No, not more work, just of there people disagree with me in terms of like when they get to the end of the pack, they want to have something to play with afterwards. But for me, it's like when I get to the end of the pack, I'll just go to another pack. Um, but
Um,
that's why there's some people who disagree with creative items and stuff.
I mean,
The thing about that also though is like there comes a thing with multiplayer. If you don't go at the same pace, someone could beat the pack and trivialize everything for you.
that's basically what
Eh,
happened in the Nomi event, right? Mega Bloons Nomi event.
I wouldn't say that. In the Nomi event, it was mostly roleplay politics.
mm,
True.
People were more concerned about, oh, the PGS is coming for us, than actually progressing. Maybe aside from the PGS and the ROG, everybody was sort of just messing around.
Anyway, I just wanted to first add that Frog, I agree with your original take and your new take as well on the question. But I agree with your original take precisely because I think it's more work to, you know, implement replayability into your pack. That's
yeah,
unnecessary. And the second thing
that's
I
true.
wanted to say is that, speaking of roleplay politics, Democracy Plays GTNH is currently open and is still being run and is still semi-alive. So dear listeners, if anything that we've said today sounds interesting to you, join and help us revive the
Yeah,
server.
join the server, revive it. If you're good at Greg Tech, I think the audience can correct me here, but I'm pretty sure that they're at LUV right
I
now.
have no idea. Oh yeah, guy
Yeah, okay.
670 knows. Thank you, guy 670.
So they're at ludicrous voltage at the moment. They got
Hmm.
Fusion Reactor recently, so if you want to experience that part of GTNH, join in, and there will definitely be a spot for you because there are a lot of spots open.
Yeah, and we'll see you there. Well, I think it's about the time we need to wrap up, or Dazer comes in and kills us with various objects made out of hard materials. Um,
Maybe even
maybe
rocks.
rocks even, yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for listening. See you in 3 to 4 whenever our editor gets this out on Spotify, Apple Music, and later on YouTube. Apple Music listeners, um, tell us that you actually exist and that we shouldn't joke about you not existing because you love Apple podcasts and you think that's the best platform to
I
listen
don't know,
to.
you may as well abandon it. It's got an explicit rating.
Yeah,
Hmm,
I mean, but maybe they're into that sort of stuff.
goodness.
Risque, huh?
Yeah. I want to make a joke, but I'd rather not.
Whenever I want to make a joke, I always make the joke, except when actually no, I probably don't make the joke all the
If I make
time.
the joke, we're
Uh,
going.
Whenever I think of a joke, I get sad because I'm wrong.
That's sad. That made me sad.
Whenever I think of a joke, I get sad because of let me think something that might make you sad. Because whenever I make it, no, this is terrible.
All right,
This is the
time
worst
to
thing.
That's
end
the
the
point. It's to make me sad, isn't
time
it?
to end the podcast, or we will keep
Yeah.
talking
Alright.
about
All
us
right.
not making jokes. Thanks for listening, and
Yes.
goodbye. See you
Farewell.
in a week. Hopefully,
Goodbye,
in a week.
everybody. You will never see me again.
Maybe we'll run out of
Yeah.
guests and loop around back to the start. That will be fun.
That'd
Hopefully
be
not.
fun.
Yeah. Thank you. Goodbye.
Also, bye for me, I guess.
Goodbye. Now that the